Our coverage of Computex 2026 from Taipei, Taiwan is brought to you by Thermaltake, Cooler Master, and G-Skill. Hey guys, I'm still in a pretty noisy area, so again, I'm going to try to hold my mic close so you can hear what I'm saying. I'm at ASUS at their ROG booth. They're celebrating the 20th anniversary of ROG, which is really cool. And I'm going to start by showing you the thing that I got pretty excited about a couple weeks ago when it was first announced. This is the ROG Crosshair 2006, a motherboard celebrating a motherboard that came out in 2006, 20 years ago, when ROG first started. Also featuring these beautiful copper heat sinks, also featuring the blue and white accents on the board. I thought it was great how they did the throwback to a board that was that old and sort of maintained a lot of the look of it without necessarily making it still look like a 20-year-old motherboard. It still looks pretty modern, pretty aesthetic, you would say. It's also an AM5 motherboard. It's got a 20-stage power delivery, +2/+2 for your memory and your VRMs. They've included a pretty beefy M.2 heatsink with that copper heat pipe that you can see there, and it's got a little LCD display too, currently showing off some ROG logos. They've of course put together a retro build setup right over here, showcasing this motherboard. I thought it was kind of funny because there's a case right here, but then the motherboard's not in the case. I've seen other things like graphics cards positioned outside of the case, but I don't know who did this build. But with this particular build, they of course wanted to showcase the Crosshair 2006, and I thought it was great that they also had some like matching cable extensions, that sort of thing, as well as some beefy radiators connected. And it looks like there's a monitor connected over here too, but not currently functioning. Look, there's even a floppy drive down there, because floppy drives were a thing back in 2006. So just wanted to give you guys a closer look at this board. I was trying to find out who did this mod. Apparently it was an internal mod at ASUS. Oh, and look, there's even a little quick release for your graphics card there too. The only real downside about this board is the price, which is quite steep. It is $799.99, 800 bucks. And it's already out though. Guys, the ASUS booth is absolutely bonkers, so I want to quickly run down this row of 20th anniversary ROG gear that they have recently announced at their keynote that they actually had. I didn't catch the keynote. This is an ROG Thor 3000 watt Titanium 3 Edition 20 power supply, a very beefy power supply that you could not use to its full capacity in the United States unless you had a 220 amp breaker connected to it. It's even got this very special 12V 2x6 connector right there at the top, which would be very sad if this were to melt and burn or something like that. But fortunately, that should not happen, because that actually is the integrated ROG equalizer PCIe power cable, which is supposed to do per-pin monitoring to make sure that you don't have any melting problems. Here's a pretty crazy graphics card. This is the ROG Astral GeForce RTX 5090 Edition 20. 5090, of course, has been out for quite some time. The 5090 is, of course, somewhat unattainable in terms of price because it's really expensive usually. I do not know how much this particular one is going to cost, but it actually has a curved AMOLED screen right there, so that can wrap around this corner of the card, or you can put this panel on and reposition that screen somewhere else in your case if you want it to be somewhere a little bit more visible. I'm not sure if I can show this, but it also has a transparent glass backplate, which hopefully you guys can see from there. Combo vapor chamber and heat pipe cooling. Looks like you got a couple LED connectors right there, and it's got not one but two 12V 2x6 power connectors. One is there, the other is somewhere else apparently. Oh yeah, the other one's over on the side, so I actually can't see it. Here's the ROG GR20 Edition 20 case, which is kind of like a case, but also kind of like a test bed, an open frame. They actually have a system built in it, I'll show you in just a moment. Designed to be positioned either vertically or horizontally. RGB elements along the side, which is pretty cool, as well as down there. And it is a predominantly aluminum frame, which to me means it is mostly aluminum, but probably has some steel built in there as well. Here's an example of a system actually built in there with all of the ROG Anniversary Edition products, like this ROG Arcana DDR5 memory, which ASUS already came out. Maybe not the exact best time to launch memory, but I think ASUS already had this in the works well before we hit the current memory crisis. So there's a 20th Anniversary Edition motherboard and a 20th Anniversary Edition AIO AIO. That's the screen for the AIO. The screens on AIO CPU blocks have been getting bigger and bigger, but I feel like ASUS maybe has the biggest one here, especially if you're considering it to be a single screen design. Here's an ROG 20th edition build right here that's featuring the Crosshair X870E Edition 20 motherboard. I at last have a name for the motherboard that I showed you just a second ago. We also got the ROG Astral GeForce RTX 5090 Edition 20 positioned in there. As you can see, the LED screen is right there on the side, as well as the big old LED screen. So plenty of LED screens in this build. This one's also being powered by that 3000 watt ROG Thor power supply. And then the case on this one is the ROG GR20 Edition 20 case, positioned vertically, as you can see. It's also on a little rotating platform. I do not believe that comes with the case, though, just to be clear. Here's the ROG Azoth Extreme Edition 20. I'm missing having JJ along with me to dictate a lot of this stuff because I am not honestly the biggest keyboard guy. We also got the Sharp 2 Extreme Edition 20 over here, which is clear. Black and gold aesthetic, 24 karat gold elements, commemorating the 20th anniversary of ROG. Carbon fiber accents. This thing is beefy and heavy as well. It's also got a full color OLED display in the top corner, adjustable gasket mount, and to get a little knob on the side over here, 3-position knob for adjusting things like the OLED brightness and stuff. The ROG Harp 2 Extreme Edition 20 is right here, also with 24 karat gold plated accents. It features a new ROG Aimpoint Pro 65K sensor, up to 65,000 dpi. 65,000 DPI is too many DPIs, I'm going to say. You don't need that many DPIs. Here's a quick look at that mouse. Obviously quite blingy, as pretty much everything in this 20th anniversary edition series has been. Just going to give you guys a quick look at the next products down this line. There's a kind of a running theme, as you might notice. So this is sort of a combo they got set up with the ROG Xbox Ally X20, as well as the X-Real R1 Edition 20, which are the VR glasses, which are right here. I would like to put these on and wear them, but honestly, Jensen is about to show up and kick us out of this booth, so I'm running out of time. ROG Rapture GT BE98 Pro Edition 20, for anyone who wants like the blingiest router possible. Wi-Fi 7 support. And here's the ROG NUC 16 Edition 20 as well. Believe it or not, this has an RTX 5090 inside. That's the most impressive thing perhaps that I've seen today. Up to dual channel memory, an Intel Core Ultra 9 processor, 290HX Plus, and yes, in this my hand for size right here, there's an RTX 5090 in there. I'm being escorted out because Jensen's arriving.
That's a lot of cool guys, cool parts of the video. Yeah. Too bad you can't get over there and like get a clip, because he's gonna walk through and look at everything.
Oh yeah, I mean I could maybe get him that way or something. Alright, well we got kicked out of the other area by Jensen, but you know, he's gonna do his thing. That's cool. Alright, we're gonna finish on this monitor right here, the RG Strix OLED XG259QWPG, which is an esports monitor with crazy high refresh rate. Tandem WOLED, which means it has a special backlight, so although it is an OLED panel, they have a side-by-side going on here so you can compare sort of the relative dimness of this panel on the right versus the nice bright look of this one over here. But up to 540 hertz refresh rate, and it being a slightly smaller 25-inch monitor is made for esports players to like put their faces right up against it as they play. In order to hit that 540 hertz refresh rate, the resolution here is 1920 by 1080. So for any of you esports fans out there, especially looking for an extremely high refresh rate, this should be coming out in Q4. Unfortunately though, we don't know the price quite yet. Alright guys, that's all the time I have here at the ASUS booth because Jensen's thugs are pushing people out of the way. But if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more, there's a playlist in the video description. I want to say a big thank you to my sponsors for Computex 2026, G-Skill, Thermaltake, and Cooler Master. We'll see you all in the next video.